show me this great asset, would you?
Cool.
Who is
Hi,
that?
Minerva.
Who is that? Few of the things coming in this interim sort build. One you've already perhaps heard about because we've talked about it for the past couple weeks is in your Archimedia menu. So when you're talking to Kaya or Lloyd?
Yeah, it's a Necroloid.
Necroloid,
Yeah.
thank you. I was like, wait. You can swap your, I can actually show you.
She's realizing real time.
I can
But
show
as you're going there, I'll
love
read.
this. You're just like, you know
So-
what? I'm
From
going to just do it.
Archimedia
I love
menu,
the, I'm a visual
arsenal,
learner.
I like
quality
it.
of
We
we
life,
have some
broader
general
Warframe,
arsenal
weapon
QOL
cat.
coming. We have that universal
searching
Gemini emote that we talked about
Why
last
do I
Search
wanna
mods.
show
stream.
all
That
this?
Jeff said. Well, I'm.
Vara concentrated
down.
All right,
arrow
come on
augmenting.
over.
So you can see here, I have my loadout that it wants me to use. And let's say I want to do Protea. I can go right over here, swap out my Calervo for Protea Prime, and just rock it that way and do it here. So you don't have to keep going in and out of your menus.
Yeah, you don't need to
Pronounce
remember.
Protea. I always pronounced her
Love it.
Protea.
You don't need to think. You don't need to try. This is what we want.
Yeah. Zero brain energy.
Don't think or try. Don't think or
Don't
try.
think or try.
That's how I was raised.
That's good. No, that's great. I love it.
And then you can go back to the, yeah, thanks, Rue. And then we have, as you were saying, the Arsenal QOL, which I will show a little bit of here. So this one is 3 parts. One of them is the Warframe and weapon swap screen now features curated categories. So if we go to swap for our Protea here, we can see that we can perhaps look per Warframe at kind of the ones that we have a selection for. Maybe we want a support frame. Maybe we want a survival frame. I don't think that's
Now,
worked out.
we do know that the categorization of these archetypes are not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We did a best appropriateness per given role because Warframe really isn't like a tank heavy. Like, it's not a tank. It's
They
not.
have multiple roles. It's
Is
not
there a
just
pregnant tab? Could we have like one tab for any Warframes that are pregnant, maybe?
Anyways,
Pregnant Warframe, and that's
one of the actual motivations behind this quality of life was we got a lot of feedback about specifically for snipers actually. And when you would search snipers in this, you would get things like bows. And some people know that the reason behind that is because it was using sniper ammo, so the game was like, oh, I'll show you a bow. But in true fashion, a bow is not a sniper. If you want it to be, it could be. So now we have some better functionality for that. And they
Why do you have so many electrons?
search? If I were to search sniper here, I'm not going to get a bow. I'm going to get our actual sniper situation.
That's better.
Which was
That's better.
a lot of the feedback from this. And there's a part 2 coming that
Why is
I shouldn't
Ambas-
yet,
Ambassador's
but
a
essentially
sniper?
is including a label in the tooltips or store pages. So if you were to look into a store and look at a gun, it would tell you
I
it's a
have that
sniper, et cetera, and you would kind of be
Ambassador.
able to, purchase that
Yeah, hard.
whatever you wanted to, kind of a thing.
Nice.
I think it's great because you give
Maybe
us
I'm tripping.
feedback of like explain more things, and I think this is part of that.
Yes.
Like it's a step in
Nervous
that,
weren't-
in that direction.
Yes, our
I remember
CEO
that
left
being
us
on-
with modding unexplained, so
Oh my god.
so now we have
Oh
to now
my
we have to do
God.
we have to look into the mind, the dark twisted mind of CEOs.
Oh my god.
What is modding? Who?
Why is modding?
Can it be pregnant? We have included in that sniper is improved search and consistency.
Pregnant
of
Milk
this
has
kind of
been running
clearing up, so
around for
confusion
like
around that.
3
And
years
then,
now into Warframe.
Search mods on stat click. So if you were to click a actual stat within
Was it-
your loadout,
or is it
would
two-
suggest to you that
2 years
you
ago
can
on
use
a
this mod for it. That it would help with the damage or etc. stuff like that. So that is coming as well as part of the QOL. And then, as Reb mentioned, we do have the
That's like
universal
odds
Gemini emote. So currently, if you're a Gemini collector and you want to have them all at your disposal, you would have all of these in your wheel, which can get a little overwhelming. Instead, you can just use the Gemini emote. Let me actually put a true
And this is what
girl
Jeff
on.
recused himself from last dev stream.
true.
But now we have it
true.
roughed in for this dev stream. So it takes about a month
Someone's
to make an emote.
Oh come on.
If Jeff's,
Yeah.
So if I have Saren on and say I have the Minerva skin, instead of having to have
Right
the
mouse.
Minerva skin equipped, I can just use the universal emote and it'll automatically pair me up. Mother.
Cool.
Very
Mother.
nice.
Yeah, so that's coming as well. And then we do have some changes to Archon shard removal costs. This is really, players often found themselves running out of bile because it all costs bile to change your Archon shards up. So we're going to use different secretions. Isn't that a fun word? Different
This
secretions.
is a Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
It is a Freaky Friday.
People are having a drinking game every time you say that, by the way.
Same what?
Pregnant?
Freaky Friday?
This is Yeah. a freaky
Oh,
Friday.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry, guys.
There's a drinking game.
Oh.
They're wasted right
Hopefully
now.
water. Water, water, water.
Minerva
Yep.
can drink you under the table.
Yeah, everyone's drinking. Cheers.
And then as well, normal shards are going to cost half as much to uninstall. So right now they cost the same as doing a Tau Forged one, so now it will be cut in half. So you will have to pay less for
Excellent.
uninstalling a normal shard. And then as well, we have some additions to the arbitration store. This is essentially any of the reward rotations from the arbitration have been put into the store for Vitus Essence. So the things like the arcanes, the mods, and the seeding step ephemera you can now purchase with your Vitus Essence instead of having to kind of
All right.
work for it. Now you can just pay for it. Look at you. Look at you. And as well, we have some changes to the Ivara Concentrated Arrow Augment. The kind of goal behind this was to make the Concentrated Arrow better as both a single target depleter and a status dispenser. So we have things like applying status effects. The AoE Explosion can apply some status effects, and the fully charged arrow has increased crit chance. Things like that. There is going to be a very small line of sight check beyond 5 meters. So if you have enemies around you, it doesn't really matter. Anything beyond 5 meters will have a small line of sight check. Right, Cristiano? Blame him! No, he actually didn't do it.
No, I didn't.
He didn't do it.
He's like, oops, I forgot to
Yeah.
implement that.
But he knows of it. He
Just
knows
that
of
they made
it.
the line of sight better so that they could do it.
That's
Yep.
right.
There you
that's
go.
right.
There you go.
And then we have a little bit of a Dedicant health reduction. Again, we got community feedback that the Dedicant has pretty chunky health, so we've just done a little bit of a reduction, and you can tell us how that feels when it does go live. And then a very exciting one, which you might be able to clock here.
The sunglasses have
The
arrived.
sunglasses have arrived. Was this a... Hold on, let me go to a...
It was in some marketing art we did with the intention to ship it at launch, but it needed to be separated out and rehooked up. But never mind.
Oh.
I have no idea where she was
I'm just stressing about the time because I have to make a long dinner and it's already 2:40 and we haven't even done the schemes.
I'm sorry.
We have to rush.
You didn't tell me that you had a deadline.
I do. I have to make a big
You
dinner.
didn't tell me you had a deadline.
What's for dinner?
I'm making a very special meal.
You know what is a special meal? Feeding the children.
It's almost creepy the way you said that.
Feeding the children.
It's like Hannibal. You're making a special meal
You're
like
invited,
Hannibal
Jeff.
Lecter.
Okay.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter.
If you prefer your sunglasses up or down on Minerva, you now have the auxiliary choice to do so.
She looks great in the screen. That's so cool. Oh, yeah. I like that.
There you go.
Yep.
Up or down,
Oh,
that's your
that's
choice.
awesome.
Isn't it?
The shades.
That's
Isn't it?
hilarious.
There you go. Up or down.
Yep.
And then just a little note, the 1999 demo is leaving soon. So if you haven't played yet, if maybe this is your first stream, you're new, you haven't played 1999, there's a demo available for you. But it will be going away with this interim cert build that we are launching. So get your free sword if you haven't yet with the 1999 demo. All right.
Okay, thank you.
That was a good spiel, though.
It
That
was.
was that was very good.
I
I
just
was impressed.
could not. I looked at the time and I started panicking. I have to braise my pork for 2 hours.
You should have done this before. I didn't
That's
know
all
there was
you'll
pork
know.
to be braised.
I have to braise the pork.
All right, speaking of braising pork, I'm